Hello, my name is Christopher Hixson, and for my video project for Fish and Wildlife 373 Vertebrate Natural History, I'll be doing it on the Ursus arctos middendorfi, otherwise known as the Kodiak brown bear. As an overview of my video, I'll be introducing you to the Kodiak brown bear. I'll be talking about its morphological traits, and I'll be walking you through its life history. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, that's the state of Alaska, and inset in that map is a box showing you where Kodiak Island is located, and you also see some of the main human settlements on the island of Kodiak itself. So I chose to do my final video project on the Kodiak brown bear because as a child I grew up on Kodiak Island and I've always really loved these bears. You can see myself when I was young. We were climbing a Mount Barometer one day and you can kind of see the city of Kodiak in the background. Now the Kodiak brown bears are unique and distinct both genetically and physically from other brown bears. The habitat conditions in which they live are also very different. Most brown bears live in a more inland climate that's also very cold, whereas Kodiak Island is rainforest, and it's also usually warmer than the mainland because of the warm Japanese currents which flow right past it. So there's no connectivity between the Kodiak brown bear population and the mainland brown bear populations. They've been separate from each other since at least the last ice age, which was 10 to 12,000 years ago. So now I'll be going over the morphology specific to the Kodiak brown bear. It is the largest terrestrial carnivore on Earth. Polar bears on average are larger than brown bears, but Kodiak bears on average are larger than polar bears. And so that's a very interesting fact that this subpopulation of bears is actually the largest land predator in the world. So they range on average from 250 to 800 pounds. Very exceptional individuals such as the one in the North Dakota Zoo recently weighed over 2,000 pounds. The highest was actually 2,200 pounds. This also does vary between males and females. A sow is generally 25% smaller than a boar. They can measure up to 6 to 8 feet on their hind legs on average, but very exceptional individuals can stand over 10 feet. And that'd be the same as a bear standing taller than a basketball goal, which is a pretty fantastic sight. Their color ranges from a very light cinnamon, kind of an orange, to very dark brown, almost black. And so you can't always tell the difference between a brown bear and a black bear based on color alone. You have to look for other traits. Kodiak specifically carry the same mtDNA as polar bears, which has been a point of recent research. And the reason they think that, so they've already determined that the mtDNA is the same as polar bears, but the reason they think that exists is because the Kodiak grizzly has been separate from other bears for so long, for 12,000 plus years, that they have not evolved. The genetics has not drifted in the same way as mainland bears have. And so they think it's actually a holdover from a previous era. The Kodiak brown bear reaches sexual maturity around age 5, at which point the sow will produce 2 to 3 cubs approximately every 4 years. They enter their denning season in late October, and they'll emerge from the dens in early April. And they'll put on a lot of weight in order to be able to last for that long period of time. However, approximately a quarter of the Kodiak brown bear population actually forgoes hibernation in a year. So not every bear will actually hibernate. They'll maintain some level of activity during the winter. The average home range for a Kodiak grizzly bear is about 50 square miles for a sow and about 97 square miles for a boar. During the summer, they eat mainly fish. Kodiak Island experiences very heavy salmon runs, and so they can definitely put on a lot of weight and get a lot of nutrition that way. Throughout the rest of the year, they focus mainly on vegetation, berries, roots, things like that. They very rarely will actually hunt on land. Infrequently, they'll eat Sitka deer, especially after a hunter will take a deer down. They'll come and clean the carcass out. They also target human garbage, so they'll hang around the garbage dumps and infiltrate later on in the night when there's less human activity. So in summary, I've introduced you to the Kodiak brown bear. I've told you about its morphological traits, and I've walked you through its life history. This concludes my video, and I'll leave you with this picture of this little brown bear. It's up to you to decide whether he's asking a question or just waving by. Feel free to contact me with any questions you have on this subject at cchixson@ncsu.edu, and you'll see the email address at the bottom of the slide. Thank you, and have a good day.